Hi, this is Jilly Bling. How are you today? Well, what do you think? Is this fun? So this is a new stamp set in the upcoming mini catalog that begins on September 6th, and it's called Fruitful Blessings, and it's a bundle. So you get the stamp set and the dies to cut out the images. And this card I saw from the trip to Norway on the cruise. I did a swap. I participated in a swap, so you might have seen it before because I went through all the different swaps. And it was done by Angie Brailsford, and it is, she called it a column or a pillar, because that's like the pillar right there. A pillar card. But look how nicely it stands up. And her card, this is her card, and I kind of pulled it apart to get the measurements. She so kindly sent me the measurements after I pulled it apart, but I love this one too. I love the daisy paper, and I think I have this wreath, but very cute. And I've loved and admired this from the minute I saw it, just because so many people, when they cut the paper, it's a little bit crooked, but look how perfect her little margins are. But I've admired and appreciated her work since late May. So thank you, Angie. So this is the one we're going to be doing today. Do you notice the little leaves on the background here? And the pears, what do you think? How did I do? Tony says mine is too yellow. I guess maybe I was going after this one. And I have I was trying to capture the like the red on the pear and go from green to red, and I didn't do very good, and I'll show you that. That is a big whoops. I just about threw it away, and I thought, you might laugh at it. This is a pear off the tree, and we're kind of new. We have, Tony calls it the orchard, but really it's, I think, 10 different fruit trees, and this is the first time we got, this is really heavy, the first time we got anything from the pear tree, but he found out you take the pear off while it's still green and then just let it set, and that's when it gets ripe. I had no idea about that. And then this one is from our fruit bowl, and we've got all different kinds of fruit in our fruit bowl. So you might think, oh, what a beautiful bowl of fruit. No, and I love it. I still love it. So much that one time my son had one of his buddies come over, and the kid grabbed an apple and he bit it. There's still teeth marks in the apple. Anyhow, so that's my inspiration for coloring the pears. And so this is part of Avid Stampers, where if you purchase the bundle through me on or before September 10th, the catalog goes live on September 6th, I would love to send you 3 free card kits. And this is the second one. I'll show you the first one. This is the first one. So you'll get all of the papers all cut. This will be scored and cut, ready to roll. And you'll have the stamp set, so you can stamp your own images. And anything that's not included in the bundle, I'll have all the different die cut pieces for you. But this is the first one. Isn't that beautiful? The next one is going to be good too. Okay. Let's make this. Oh, and if you can, use this host code. And I'll put all that in the description. So we'll be using Fruitful Blessings. Autumn leaves are mostly just for these leaves in the background and on the back. Fruitful Blessings and rectangle stitched dies, and that's for the words. You ready? You ready? So, if you know me, I always have templates. Templates help my world. And I'll put pictures of these templates on my blog and photos of all the projects. And my blog is jillybling.com. So, I have a template for the card base, and I'll show where to score it. And then this template is for this piece right here. Okay, so let's get papers. Here's paper. Solid gems. Did you notice solid gems on there? They're in the copper clay too. Isn't that just cool? It feels really good too. Okay, let's start with the base paper. And we're going to need that one other little 4 by 4 1/4 piece too. Okay, so we'll start with the big one. First, it's cut to 5 1/2 by 8 1/4. We're going to score it at 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm looking right up here. 1, 2, 3. I just dropped something. 4. Okay, that one is done. And next template, that's what I dropped, my spruce paper. Okay, spruce paper, cut to 4 by 4 1/4. That's 4 1/4, and this size is 4. 4, 4 1/4. We're going to score it at 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Okay, done with those. And I have hints for putting it together. And we will do that soon. So let's use our bone folder to fold these. So soft fold and then use the bone folder, and I'm just making sure that they're lined up at the top and the bottom. And then the same with this one. Soft fold. That one's really small. Just enough room to put glue on. Okay. And then same with this. Copper clay, who knew? I was trying to use pecan. And, oh, did you notice the little freckles on the fruit? At first when I colored this, I thought, okay, yeah, a pear. But once I put the freckles on it, because look at this one, it's full of freckles. Look at Mother Nature. She got a big old freckle there. But Mother Nature does freckles. Once I put freckles on, it's like, yeah, that looks better. But the freckles are done in Cajun Craze. And Cajun Craze is a little bit redder and brighter than Copper Clay. But I think that the Copper Clay goes good with the Cajun Craze freckles. Okay, let's see, where are we? Let's start by doing the column. Can you see how that kind of rolls in like that? And I'm going to put glue all over. I want to make sure that you can see. I'm going to put glue on this part right here. Liquid glue. Oh, I might need to get a different bottle. It's doing okay. And a squiggle. And so if there's 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, the fourth one has the glue in it. See how this closes? Every time I position one of the folds, I'm going to make sure that the card will fit in an envelope. So I'm going to take all this, and I'm looking here, I see 2 panels. So I'm going to show 2 panels. And then that bit, I'm just going to fold back onto here. Check the folds, and I'll hold this close here in just a minute. If you just try to position it, it's like you have no idea. You don't know where you're positioning it. So there's 2 folds. And this is now 4 1/4. So it will definitely fit into the envelope. Okay, and then next is doing a little bit of layering of all of these fun, tiny to cut pieces. This is shaded spruce. And these just go onto the panels. In the center. Oh, and the papers. I didn't show you the papers. These papers are Christmas. It is called Oh Holy Night. It's in the mini catalog. But look how pretty these are. And all of them have beautiful scenes. And then the back side is a like a small print, repeated print on each of them. That to me is very Christmas. But, ooh, those are pretty. But in the mix, look how pretty that scene is. This one I was thinking about using that because look how good it matches the freckles. And that's the one we're using, and this one we're using. Who knew? Okay, back on task. Designer paper, beautiful stars on the back, but I think it works really perfect with this project. Who knew? Yeah, maybe I didn't cut it perfectly. The sides are bigger than the top and the bottom for the little reveal, but that's okay. Shaded spruce. You're like, there's only 2 panels. Why'd you cut a third one? I'll show you. It's on the inside. And that's what Angie did, so of course I had to do that too. I don't know that I'm quite ready to jump into Christmas yet. Fall? Okay, I could do that. Just because those pears got ripened. Ooh, that one's a really close fit. They're such tiny pieces. It's hard to get just the right cut. Okay, and the last one is right in here. And that isn't exactly flat, but that's okay. Okay, so those little pieces are done. So let's do this piece here. These are inside, and that's words. That's for the front. Here we go. This goes right here. Guess I could use my Stampin' Seal. Sometimes when I'm doing 3D or fun fold cards, I want to get a really good stick, and I like how liquid glue works. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so I have a few tips for putting this piece in. So when you look at the sample, we have three sides with prettiness on them. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put it on panel number 2, right up against that spruce edge. So let's start out by, hold on, drives me crazy. Okay, let's start out by putting glue here. You're like, well, you could do more than that. That panel is bigger than that, but I don't know how far, and I don't want glue to be sticking to there. So then I'm going to put just a little bit. I could say that I'm doing those shakes on purpose, but I think it's because I just finished up my cup of coffee, and there was a whole bunch in there, and I just drank it down. Okay, so I have glue here and glue on that edge, and I'm going to line up this bit right here with this spruce layer and put in the middle. And I'm looking at how much is here and how much is there. Those are about equal. And then I'm trying to get this touching right there at the edge and this one touching at the edge. And I say that only because this one, I put it on, woohoo, let's make it. And then I went to put this bottom part on, and as I close it, it's like, oh, that's a hint crooked. And I realized I didn't get this edge right up next to that spruce edge. So it's, and this one is just a little bit over. So if you can, get it right up to the edge, and let's hope this one is going to work. So that's how I want it to go. So I'm going to put glue right here on this little 1/4 inch piece. And the whole time you're assembling the card, if you're like, now where are those folds? How do I do it? Just think, how does it need to be to fit into the envelope? Because if you're trying to get this just in the right place, chances are, like this, chances are it's not going to be in the right spot. But if you fold it down, there you can see it folded down. See the glue is on it? And now, with it closed, okay, that's where it's going to go. And you're probably like, should I doubt what I just did? Pop it open and look at it. Yep, that looks good. And yes, it still closes. And this one is considerably straighter. I'm proud of that one. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, so while that's drying, let's work on some other parts, like the words. Let's do the words. Grateful for you. These have great words in them. Grateful for you. Wishing you many blessings. Hello, friend. I chose grateful for you mostly because I wanted the words this size, and those fit best in this die. Okay, so grateful for you in memento. Okay, and there it is. And so when you position the die, it somewhat cuts off. Am I going to cut off the G, or am I going to cut off the top of the letters? But because it's going to cut in the middle of the die, the rest of them is stitched. It's okay if the stitching goes over your stamped words. Okay. There it is. Okay, what else do we have here? These are the pieces for here, and I have strips of paper to cut out all of these leaves. So what's nice, I love it when Stampin' Up! Duplicates the dies, because it makes it really easy to do something like this. So there's 6 dies, and I'm going to run each of them through 2 times, so I have enough for decorating the front of the card and also putting a few onto the back of the card. So here's one group, 2 groups. Okay, so to do that, you just start sticking them down. And to make it look like a background, I'm purposely going to let them hang off the edge a bit. I need to leave some for the back. There, that one's fallen. I love the little tips on it. I don't want to get rid of too much. And keeping in mind that the pears will go right in the middle, that might help you determine where to put your leaves. And after we cut off these little edge pieces, we could reuse some of the edge pieces for further decorating the front. Oh, and then I have a few on the side. Let me show you that. So right here I have, oh, look at that. That was a, see how it kind of looks like it goes together? I like that. I didn't even plan that. Okay. But I have like 3 of them. So I'll save one of each of these for the side. Maybe I'll do that now. Oh, and I need to save one of each for the back. Well, there's not much left. That's for the back. And that could be for the side. Here's the side. And all these little details is what makes the card so nice. And the big one. Sometimes when I position these leaves on here, I'm thinking if I were to cut off, I got too much glue on that. If I were to cut off, see how I'm going to have to trim that? I could use that much and it would still look like a leaf. Where if it's just like these little bits, if I cut those off, it doesn't look like a leaf too much. I think when you do the second one, you have all the answers. I think I need something here, but maybe when I cut off, trim off this, it can go right there. One more. Oh, and we get to do the freckles. That's fun. Okay, so let's do some trimming. See, that one might look good on the side of a card. These little pieces, no. Those get to be garbage. All these little ones, they're a no. The pear is going to go there. The words will go here, so I will need a little something there. Probably this kind of something. Like that kind of something. Ooh, that's going to be good. So get glue all over it. It goes right here at the edge. You see all those little pieces? And I could probably use maybe a little something here, over here. And if I don't have little pieces that look like leaves, then that's okay. But these little bits, those don't look like leaves. This one here is pretty good. This big one is pretty good. Oh, Roomba. Roomba just started. Must be 10 a.m. If Roomba gets too loud, I might have to stop it. Stop it. Okay, I'm going to use maybe these 3 bits. I'll put one right here, because that's a big open spot. Maybe one here, and maybe one right here. Picker-upper tool. I like my picker-upper tool. Get it right there to the edge. Okay. Here's a big one. And I'll put pictures on my blog and the score lines, the templates, so you could see where to fold it when you make it. Oh, and if you order through me and I send you the card kits, yours will already be cut and scored, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'll hold this up so you can see how little bits kind of finish it off. Like, see right here, this was a little piece. That's a little piece. And these, once it dries, it'll look a lot better. Especially if I get it right to the edge. There it is. Okay, those are for the back. So I think we're done with that part. We could start layering it. Okay, so where goes it there? Maybe here, and the pears could go there. Right in the middle, with a little border. This is like a 1/16 of an inch border. And this one. Oh, and soon we get to do the pears. I probably should have had one of them colored before. Well, that's okay. Shouldn't take too long to color those pears. When I get to show you my, that's not good. Trying to do that red center, kind of looks like a chicken embryo or something. You'll see. Okay, and this is for the pears. So memento pears. Oh, well, I have that. Oh, and then we get to do the freckling. Freckling might be the most fun. Then what words? Grateful for you. Wishing you many blessings. That's nice. Okay, I think we're done stamping. Oh, Roomba's kind of noisy. Okay, so for coloring, color both of these. Well, let me cut this out first. Oh, well, here we go. Here we go. This is what not to do. So first I tested olive, lemon lime, wild wheat, Cajun craze, or no, Calypso Coral Dark, and cherry. I was like, okay, I could get those to blend. Then I tried doing just like what this is. In the middle, that's bad. That's garbage. Don't do that. I tried. Bad, bad, bad. Okay. So I'll cut out the pear. Don't you just love it when there's dies? Okay, so everything gets colored. So I'm going to start with the darkest color. And when coloring them, this time I'm going to do a little bit more of the olive. Oh, this is olive dark. Tony says it needs to be darker, so I'm trying. But when coloring with the blends and using the white paper, works great. when coloring with the vanilla, it seems to get saturated. It still works fine, but it seems to get saturated a little bit more easy, and the blends color bleeds beyond the line. So usually I would do 2 or 3 layers of that, but I didn't like how, if I hold up the sample card, you'll see what I'm talking about. After I finish with this green, I'll show you what not to do. Tony said it was too yellow, so I'm trying to add a little bit more green. So when coloring, they say you can mix any colors together, which you could see when I was trying to add that red into the pear. I mean, I had like 3 or 4 different colors in there. So these pears are going to be primarily 2 colors, a light and a dark, of olive and lemon lime light. And did you see how I marked off an area that I want to be olive dark? And next, I'll mark off an area, but let me show you how it kind of, because I kept going over and over, and down here it kind of bled through. Up here on the leaves, it kind of bled through. And I just wanted a good solid color. Up here it bled through. And I don't think I'm going to hit it with the color lifter to try to remove it. If you're aware that the paper is a little bit more, I don't know, it has a tendency to bleed. Okay, so see how I marked off the area from the line this way? It's going to be olive light. Then color it in, fill it in, and I like to do 2 layers. This was on the edge, I'd probably just do 1 layer, like I did with the olive dark. Okay, and do a second layer. Okay, that's layer number 1. Okay, and layer number 2. Okay, now I'm going to do the blending. I'll hold this up. So when you look at that, you could say, yeah, you have 2 different colors. But if one color replaces the next color, I could go right over this seam. Just do little swirls or swooshes. And look at that. Stampin' Up! You're amazing. It's blended. So right over the seam. Now do that with all the colors. So that's what's gonna, it's kind of hard coloring holding it up. Oh, Bo wants to go out. Bo, can you wait? Okay, hold on. Yep, I hear you. Okay, you get out. Okay, so layer 1. I'm trying not to be too heavy by that line. Okay, and layer 2. Roomba is loud. I might turn on my phone so I could turn her off. She went into a different room. If she's in that other room, that's fine. She's a little bit quieter. But if she starts coming over here, okay, so blended, not blended. Just go right along that seam. And it seems that when you recently colored it, it blends just a little bit easier. Like if I waited a half an hour and came back and it's like, okay, now I'm going to do my next color. It's like that first color really is really set in place. Oh, it'll still work and everything, but it just works a little bit easier when it's fresh. Okay, so we have two colors, olive olive. Now lemon lime dark. And I'm thinking about where is the highlight going to be, and I'm going to do my circle oval, thinking of where the highlight is. The highlight is right here on this one. Okay, so all of this, ooh, that's loud. Boy, all these disruptions today. Okay, lemon lime dark. Roomba to stop to go home. Okay, second layer. Pause. Okay. There, that's better. And then second layer, go over the seam. And if it doesn't blend just perfectly, when we do the speckles, that will kind of bring things all together. Gosh, when I look at these pears, it's like, oh, I could see all the different color areas. Okay, right over the seam. We've had smoke, all kinds of wildfires. We haven't been in danger, but there's all kinds of them. And my phone gives me these AQI, Air Quality Index warnings. It's like, oh, gotta be in my room stamping today. The air is bad. Okay, and then over the seam. Okay, you can really see dark, light olive, lemon lime. Didn't really plan it that way, but that's okay. So the rest of it gets lemon lime light. Then over the seam. And then lastly, I'll throw in just a hint of yellow with lemon lolly. Lemon lolly. Just a hint of yellow. So if one color could replace another, I'm hoping that that line can be replaced with the lighter color. Lighten up that line. And I know that a lot of that is just because the marker is wet, the alcohol. 2 layers, go over the line. Okay, then little lemon lolly. We're almost done. Didn't blend too good. This one is better. Well, the freckles will help it. Okay, and then finally the leaves. And I'm doing them in spruce just because the picture that Google gave me had kind of like a blue-green. I wish we had garden green blends, but we don't. They have more of a garden green type leaf. So I'm starting with all light. I'm not going to worry too much about blending with this. I'm just going to put in dark areas for the veins, just a little bit. Definitely in the center. And then a few of the veins. So at this point, everything shaded spruce, light. Try not to go too close to the edges and do like 2 or 3 layers, just 1 layer at the edge. Maybe more in the middle. Okay. Middle. Middle. So the last project in this group is with the acorns. And a few of you have said, oh, I really like that set. And everyone is kind of eyeing the pears. And I think one person said they like the flowers. Nobody said anything about the acorns, but I really like the acorns. So every evening after dinner, I take Bo out. And the boy, I know I probably said this before, the boy can poop on command. Sometimes it might take a few minutes. Anyhow, so while I was out there, I was looking at the color of the leaves for the pear, but then I saw these acorns in the gravel over on the side. I was like, oh, look at those. They're not all that attractive, but I was like, well, what color is that? That's kind of like this copper clay. And then these leaves is like, well, look at those. So, I'm not sure. I think maybe my acorns will be a little bit more animated. Okay, so just a few. Few details with the darker color. See, no, I was careful with coloring the shaded spruce, but on this one, it still went over the edge. Oh well, just a little bit. And I'm not taking the time to blend these. I just want the dark stripes to, like, that's where the leaf indents. Okay, I think we're done coloring. So I'm going to assemble this, giving it a minute to dry, and then we'll do the freckles. Okay, you acorns. Acorns. Okay, so here is leaves. Let's get this stuck together. This goes on the back, just so you have somewhere to write. The card is very substantial. Crazy driver. I like how those are falling. So the little freckles on the pear is done with a aqua painter and a re-inker. And it doesn't take much, but we only have 2 little sets of the pear to freckle. Okay, so that's set. Okay, let's get to freckling. And you're like, how are you going to do that? I have a mask. I have a mask and I have yucky paper, freckled paper. So this goes on here. And when I cut out the mask, I left the line art because I'm fine if the freckles are just on the inside of the fruit. It doesn't have to be right out to the line. Okay, there's that. And then this, see, I probably should have did it before I stuck this down. Let me see if I can still pull it up. Yay! Okay, do your freckling before you stick that down. Hold on. Silicone sheet. So I could pull it back up. Now we're talking. Okay, clear out of the way, y'all. I got freckles on my white shirt yesterday. That wasn't good. I see a little bit of the green here. You know, things we have to do. Okay, there, freckles right there only. So, aqua painter, just a little bit of ink, and tap this. Maybe give it a squeeze. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's a big dot there. Ooh, partying on. Okay, that's good. And now let's do the little pear. I got a big drip there. And this one on the front, I love those freckles. That part there, they got a little big. Probably because I squeezed too much water out. So maybe do it from higher up. Okay, freckles it is. Okay. I have stuff everywhere. Those might take just a second to dry too. And I could use my heat tool on setting 1 to get that dry. Let me see if I'm going to need to do that. Okay, we could build the front of the card. So the pears, well, I could probably put them on. Let me try the heat tool just a little bit. That's good enough. It's kind of warping the paper. But these are good and dry. So let's stick these on so we know where to put the words. Those could go right there. Aren't those freckles fun? These are good freckles. That can go right about there. Make sure it's centered. Nope. Oh, we have to put our bling on. Okay, how's this doing? Oh, that big one dried. But those are good freckles. Okay, now just bling and it's done. Isn't that a fun card? I love this card. These are called Solid Gems and they're in colors. So I use one of each size. A big one. Come on. Put right there, and a medium one. And a little one. Whoop. Come on. There it is. Right there. Okay, today's project. Look at that. See, getting a card like this in the mail, I would know you really care. Goes flat. Cute back. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe and like button. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.